Welcome back everyone. In the last episode, we gave the Marshall a visual inspection, checked it out, see where we were. Then we removed all the bits we didn't need so we could do a deeper inspection and give it a proper evaluation, where we are, what we think. Right, correction, I said it was a 69. The date code on it is 4th of November 1970, so it is actually a late 1970 model. Cool, happy with that. Okay. In this episode, we're going to talk about the output transformer because that is arguably the most important component tonally for the amplifier. If we get it wrong, not going to do what it should do. What are the options? Well, ideally, number one, we would be able to go out and on the second-hand market buy the correct 784139 Drake transformer from the era that we can plug straight in. Well, first of all, one, the customer doesn't have the budget for that. Two, there's not many out there. Three, just because they test good on the bench doesn't mean they're going to work in the chassis under load. We've been there, we've done that, we've had those problems. But that would be the dream scenario, is to get the correct transformer, right? So then we're going to look at something in the aftermarket. What can we buy that's going to work? And there are a load of options for 784139 output transformer, 50 watt. The spec, by the way, is, or should be 3K4 primary into 4, 8 and 16 ohm secondaries, 50 watts, and it's a stand-up style transformer. I've had a look online. I've been on the internet and I've found quite a few options, ranging from budget all the way to mega expensive and everything in between, and whatnot. So I'll show you what we can do. Some options for us. Tube Amp Doctor in Germany sell a transformer, correct wire colours, but they list it at not 3K4 but 3K6. Now, is that going to make a difference in the real world? Probably not, but I wouldn't want to use that without testing it first. It doesn't say what the laminations are. It doesn't say what the winding spec is. It just tells us the lamination size and the stacking. So not much information there. It's probably a an upper mid-range replacement unit. Probably sounds great. And you know, if you're building a kit or a clone at home and you want to get very, very close, that's probably going to be a good option. Also in Germany is Tube Town. Now they sell a 50 watt output transformer, listed at 3K2, so not 3K4 but 3K2, slightly the other way. The correct size, different wire colours, but reasonable. Now Tube Town used to sell transformers wound by the Italians, In Mad Out. In Mad Out closed down quite a long time ago. I think somebody took over the name and were winding them somewhere else. Not sure what these units are now, although they still look the same, so I'm not entirely sure. I think they are still made in the EU, but I don't know and I'm not sure. I have used the older style of these before and have been very impressed in the sound, performance, the feel, everything. And I believe, I might be wrong, but I believe that one, unlike the one from Tube Amp Doctor, uses the correct M6 laminations. We could go to Old Faithful Hammond. Their unit, the 1750N, which is their 3K2 50 watt transformer. It's got all the specs in there. It is the correct size. And again, that would be a very good replacement unit that you know is going to work. Nobody's going to complain about that. That's going to be absolutely fine. Not a problem. Our friends up in Scotland, Modulus, he winds one. He lists it as a 3K3, right? 50 watt. It's got the correct wire colours and it will be a nice stand-up unit. Again, that will be exceptional. That will be wonderful. A nice UK made hand wound unit, not a problem. That is a good choice. I've had a look over the pond options. Merin Audio doesn't seem to be offering one at the moment, nor does Sour Sound. They both no longer list their 50 watt JMP output transformer. Pacific Audio, one of the other boutiquey ones, they list one, but they show it as a 4K5 primary. Now, if it was mine, and if I was doing it for myself, I'd be really interested in trying the higher primary impedance, because I know that can do some wonderful things. So if it was mine, I might be interested in trying that. But a couple of reviews online, some people have said they've tried that unit and it's not as good as some people would say. I personally have no experience of that, so I'm not going to get into any of that, but that is an option. I'm not sure about that figure being correct. And also, I had a look at their Tweed Deluxe 5E3 output transformer. Should be 8K or 8K2. They list it as 12K. So either they can't get their data sheets right, or they know something that we don't, right? Those are the main off-the-shelf options. We could go to Heybo through Mojitone. We could do all sorts. There's things we can buy off the shelf, boom, that's going to plunk in. I'm not happy with any of that. I think we need to go one step further, because for not a lot of money extra, we can get something custom wound, and I think that's what we should do. It's what this amp deserves. It's within the customer's budget, and we're going to end up with a much higher quality unit for this amplifier. Now, ideally, I wouldn't just send the specs to a winder. I'd send them one to copy. But I don't have one. Or do I? Regular viewers of the channel will know that my long-standing, never-finished project is my Trainwreck Express build. And yes, what's that we've got there? Well, that is a Drake 783257 50 watt output transformer. It is near as damn it identical to the 784139, except because it's from a Canadian JMP, it does not have a 16 ohm tap, but the rest of it is identical. I think what we should do is pull this off the Trainwreck build, send it in to Demeter, get them to strip it down, do a full clone of it, work out the lamination size, the wire gauge, how many turns, all of that, and wind for me a proper copy, but we'll make sure they add a 16 ohm tap. Now, as far as I know from my research, this unit here has the same number of windings as the 784139 on the secondary. They just didn't add a wire on for the 16 ohm tap, so it should still all be the same internally. They just didn't connect up a wire for the 16 ohm tap. This should be bang on the right specs, and I think that's going to give us the best thing. They can get everything right, M6 lambs, the right size, the right shape, the right gaps, all of that, and I think that will be the best option. Further to that, I was recently contacted by a transformer winder over in Greece called Thermionic Lab. Put their details here. Not used them before, not heard them before, but they're really keen in sending me some samples to try out. And they're very happy to wind something to the specs I need. So why not? Let's send them the specs and say I need a 50 watt 3K4 output transformer with 4, 8 and 16 ohm taps, M6 lamination, stand-up style, and let's see what they deliver. That would be a wonderful test for them. Their website looks fantastic. The products that they seem to be building look great, and I would be silly to not consider them as an option for this JMP. Right, so let's get this transformer back out of the Trainwreck build chassis so I can send it off and get it cloned. I've already made notes of wire colours as installed, just in case I forget. So we're going to get all these off. Now, if the JMP was mine, and I was doing this for myself, I would probably install this transformer into it and be done with it. I think that would be the best option until I could find an original. But it's not. It is the customer's, and it's up to him what he does. And as I said, we don't quite have the budget to source originals if and when they come up on Reverb and whatnot, which, by the way, the last ones that were for sale were eye-wateringly expensive. The market now is just crazy, so we're not going to worry about that for the time being. Let's get these off. I've done a really neat install on this. And now we're undoing it. Right, they're out. They're out. So there you go, one Canadian 50 watt output transformer, 783257. The only difference between this and the other one is that it doesn't have a 16 ohm tap. So we'll send this off, we'll get this cloned perfectly as close as we can. And we know how good Demeter have been at doing that. We'll get this sorted, we'll get one made, get it installed in the Marshall. Regarding the mains transformer, a lot of options out there again. Not as crucial to the sound as the output transformer, but we've got to get it right, got to get the voltages right, both unloaded and loaded. As I said, we are budget limited, so we can't go too crazy with this stuff. So I've just got off the phone with Michael at Modulus about his options and whatnot. And we went nerdy about laminations and bits and pieces like that. He's going to send me one, a drop through, that he's winding today for us to try and see what we think. And we can always make revisions from there. But that will be a good starting point for the amplifier. If that ends up not being right, tonally or voltage-wise or whatever, we can look at other options. I can always use it in another build, right? I'm not fussy, especially for my own stuff. But I think if we just get a really, really good wind from Michael for the power transformer, clone the Drake for the output and get a proper, beautiful hand wound, you know, made with all the nuance and details for the output, we're going to end up doing this amp some real justice without spending a load of money unnecessarily or blowing the customer's budget, when, you know, we could make more. What I'm trying to say really is that money that we can save on the mains transformer that might only give us 0.25% improvement, we could spend the same money elsewhere in the circuit, you know, doing more restoration work and whatnot, and make bigger tonal improvements and changes that way for the guy. So I think that's the best strategy. Just get a really good, rock solid UK, still UK made, still UK hand wound transformer for the mains, get a beautiful output transformer, and then we've got a good working bass line to go from there.